Be able to
No,
send you the recording.
no, no.
But let's go, baby. We are officially live with my guy Lenny.
Yes,
Lenny, say
sir.
what's up to the people, baby.
What's up? What's up? We had some technical difficulties, little late start, but we in here. We already got.
We
I
are.
got Rod on my live. What's up, Rod?
Hey,
There
my
he
man
is.
Rob, what's up, baby?
The boy.
Let's go, man. So
Man,
Lenny,
this StreamYard thing's dope, bro.
yeah, man. We got all the things over here. We're on IG Live, Facebook,
YouTube.
YouTube,
What else? We're
all
gonna be
the
on
things.
sports. I'm gonna be on Sports Center next.
So, bro, introduce yourself.
All right. My name is Lenny Poliziani. Originally born in Pittsburgh. I'm over here in Jersey City, New Jersey, right now. Kind of bounced around for a little while. I'm moving to Florida in August. Been doing real estate full time. It'll be 2 years coming up in March. Before that, I did medical sales coming out of school. I did that for about 4 years. Always want to go out on my own. Attended some, I knew nothing about real estate. My parents don't have any. Actually told me not to get into real estate. Um, and I was always the person, if you told me not to do something, I'd do it. But I went to a couple local meetings out here in New Jersey and kind of, thought that that's exactly what I wanted to do, man. It's a field that has no limits. Um, there's so many different avenues in real estate. That's what attracted me. And
Which can be a problem.
can be a problem for a lot of people, but I love that no ceiling, mentality that a lot of people had that I saw at the meetings.
Mm-hmm.
A lot going on, and that just attracted me. But yeah, you're right. I mean, sometimes that can be tough to deal with, and there's a lot of shiny objects, and you got to stay focused.
Yeah.
But that just means that there's so much opportunity, and that's what I was chasing because I felt like even though I did medical sales, I had a territory, did very well in New York City. Finished top in the country. But, like I said, ever since growing up in high school, even middle school, I was always drawing stuff in my books, trying to come up with products, trying to start my own business. I had a landscaping business in high school and then into college.
Love that.
And looking back, man, that was like the first time I didn't love landscaping, but I was like, damn, like this is nice.
I'm
I got
hustling.
cash, I got paid well. And my dad's like, you
Mm-hmm.
want to stick and do landscaping. I'm like, I was ingrained in me, go to school, go to school, go to school. So I was naive to it kind of, and felt this pressure just being young and not having, I guess not being mature enough to make my own decisions. So I went to school and listen, I don't take it back and learned a lot, but the jobs that you get out of school, it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So
So going into school, what were you thinking?
I went to school. You're gonna laugh, bro. I went to school to originally be a dentist.
For real.
Yeah, because
Mm,
it had a lot. My dad's actually a dentist back in outside of Pittsburgh,
mhm.
and I never really looked past anything else, man. And once I got to school, took a bunch of science classes, all this. I'm just like, yo, like, and I started shadowing. It was cool, man, and you can do pretty well in that, but I just didn't have that creativity there. I couldn't sit, in the same spot all day. I just knew deep down that that's not what I wanted to do. And then 2 years into school, I made the executive decision to get a business degree and kind of leave it open ended. I actually ended up working out because I was golfing and
Mhm.
ran into a doctor that was ahead of us, and he was with his med rep, and I was like, "What the heck is this?" And found out about medical device sales, looked into it, paid really well, hit up that guy, and during one winter break in college, flew out to New York where this guy was working, sat down for like a lunch interview, and ended up interviewing for them. They flew me out to California. I spent like 8 months in Rancho Santa Margarita by Laguna Beach training. I thought they were
Mhm.
going to keep me out there. I thought it was paradise. And they said, you look like you're from New Jersey. So they sent me to New Jersey. And yeah, so it worked out, man. But that's kind of how I got here. And then it's like the same thing in college, man. I just gradually took some time, but really understanding yourself, it took some time to,
Yeah.
with my job to be like, I can't do this forever either.
Right.
Yeah, man, that's it. And then the rest is history. And once I did a couple, I guess transitioning into real estate. So, uh, I had it planned out to leave my company, and I was doing it super part time. Like, I was just going to some real estate events, kind of getting a foundation for the education and everything about it. And then it was really cool. I went to this one meetup, and this guy that spoke there, he's our age, but inspired me. Really good on stage, good stage presence. Did some fix and flips recently. He was talking about them, and that's what I wanted to do. So afterwards, I introduced myself, and he was nice enough to say, "Yo, go grab lunch with me, one of these days." So I did that. And he's like, "Yo, I have a couple of these leads that are like dead. I screwed them up, whatever." He's like, "Here, this one's really good. I live by it. I know the numbers. Hit her up. She's hard to get a hold of." So I did that for like 3 months straight, and ended up getting a hold of her, and didn't know what I was doing, but I was in sales. So built a relationship. I was the first person she ever let over there since her husband died 20 years ago. Vacant house on a double lot in New Jersey. It was Woodridge. It was a very good area in Bergen County. And took a while, I think in total, like 5 months, but got her under contract. And in the meantime, he was helping me kind of line up and end buyer. So I kind of just found out about wholesaling. And he knew this developer that was hot on the area, just developing in this town. And I knew what he would buy for. So I knew I had to just get it for a price where I could make money. So I ended up locking up for $350. I had the developer at $400. He put me in touch with a hard money lender to double close on it because of the spread. But I ended up walking away with like 44 grand. And I said, okay. I said, I could do this once. I'm doing it. So a couple months later, yeah, bro, a couple months later, I was planned it out, but jumped in full time, basically, with like no pipeline, nothing. But, I knew I could survive, basically live normal for 12 months and then just put the rest on my back.
That's so dope. So you went from being, hey, I'm going to go be a dentist and look at people's crooked teeth all day.
Dude, crazy.
To banging out wholesale deals.
Oh, yeah. And in between, I forgot about this. In between all of this, I thought I was going to be a geologist for about a semester.
Dude, I'll be honest. I don't even know what the heck a geologist is.
Rocks, bro.
To do what?
You study rocks. So I was literally in geology classes going to make that my major because at the time,
yeah, that's kind of crazy,
dude.
But what the hell do you study about a rock?
Yeah, so at the time, Marcellus Shell was huge with natural gas and everything, and they were paying like $100 grand out of school for geologists. I'm like, I was just chasing the money at this point.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. So break that down really quick. A geologist, they will.
So geologists, they know, like, it's all different types of rocks, but they know like the layers of the earth. So they take in a geologist when they're drilling to make sure they're drilling in the right layers of the earth, make sure like the drills, it's just kind of like mapping out the layers of the earth. You're crazy, bro. I just had to throw that in there because just proves that I was just all over the place at one point in time.
Yeah, bro. I think we all every single entrepreneur is always like you're always gonna be all over the place. It's just like what's next?
Yup. So
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, man.
But that is crazy. Yo, when you said I went to go study rocks, I'm legit thinking about you with a microscope looking at a little pebble.
Well, I did that too, bro. That's what some of the classes were like. And I was like, after a while, I was like, oh, money's good, but I can't do this either.
Lambo Lenny ain't looking at rocks.
Yeah, now I'm done. Yo.
So, wait, that was during college?
During college, man. I squeezed it all in 5 years.
So that was one of your degrees that you were trying to get.
It ended up being a minor, but I ended up finishing with a business degree, got a minor in like bioscience and geology, dude. It's like the most mixed up thing ever.
But yeah, I had a very similar background. I went in college. I went as a what was my first? Oh, math. Because my football coach told me in high school, he was like, yeah, just go do something that you're good at so you can be a football coach later. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, I can count numbers. Like, I just go
decisions, bro. I was like, damn, like, like,
yeah,
you don't know any better. Like, what your parents know, what they think is right. You're young. I mean, that's why I give props to these guys in our industry that are 18 to 24 years old, with, you're at that time, you're in school or right out of school. And my mental level, like, bro, like I was thinking about partying and
Yo, what? I can't even say what I was doing at 18 on this podcast.
no, no, but like that's crazy. The maturity or like I get my mind wasn't there, and I just knew that going to college and getting a good sounding job, like being a doctor or a lawyer, and which is great. I mean, but you
Yeah.
gotta love it because the more you get specific or the more college you go to, the more expensive it is. And the last thing, listen, I love mobility, freedom, and I think that's what drove me to real estate as well. One of the main things, obviously, but
Mhm.
with everything that I was going down my path, it just felt like I was just getting sucked into a hole deeper and deeper. And I didn't like that, or more control. The more I got deep into everything I was doing, I was controlled more and it drove me nuts. So I felt
Yeah.
freedom with real estate or I got the creativity side with it. And I just knew that, I'm going to make this work one way or another and see where it goes.
Love it. So after you did your dentist pursuit and your rock pursuit,
Yeah,
you were
there
like,
it
all
is.
right, I'm just gonna go
Can't
into
forget
business
about that.
because
Can't forget about the rocks, bro.
can't forget about the rocks,
Nah,
dog.
nah.
So after that, you ended up going into your business degree, and that's where you felt your fit.
Yeah, man, it was just open ended. I knew if I got a business degree, I could do whatever with it. So it was business administration, I think, and I knew with that I could at least do sales. Sales is in everything. So at that point, finish college, get a degree, get into get a business degree, well rounded, versed, and
Mhm.
figure it out from there. Luckily, it just timing's everything. Timing's everything in our business. I was golfing one day and ran into a doctor, and I came from science background, so we were just bullshitting about that. And he was with his medical device sales rep, and I was like, okay, medical sales has to be all
Yeah, I
right.
hear some people really crush it in that.
Yeah,
Talk,
bro.
talk about business school. Like when I went to school, I had a couple business classes.
Sure.
Now, like I was saying, I was a math major, then I just went undecided. Honestly, I was just there to play football and booze.
Yeah.
um, but so pretty much I went from like math to another thing to another thing. Then I just asked people like, yo, what's the easiest thing so I can get the hell out of here?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
But I did take a couple business courses while I was doing that. And yo, they didn't teach me a damn thing.
Nope.
Like none of them ever had a business in their life. So talk about what business school looks like.
Business school, same thing, man. A lot of my professors didn't even own a business, So listen, I learned. Oh, sorry, I messed with my IG live shut off, man. I had my followers on there. I feel bad, man. That's
Oh,
bad
good man.
host.
Take your time.
That's a bad host right there. But same thing, man. A lot of the people, that were teaching it, you could tell, never had their own business. So yeah, I learned some critical things about, maybe building marketing, the fundamentals of building a business. They had entry level finance classes, things like that with my major. But I mean, that was it, man. I mean, it was kind of common sense.
Mm,
But I mean, as you know right now too, like, the only way is to learn from somebody that is in a position where you want to be,
mhm.
or that has done it and made the mistakes. Because, and the more I'm in it, it's your journey, it's your path. Like your problems are going to be, I guess, similar to everybody else's, but at the same time, they're unique, because your problems bounce off your personality.
Yeah.
So, it's an expensive couple classes to take, man. I said I went to YouTube University to learn most of my real estate and free meetups and everything. So that's the crazy part is I learned more about myself, business, and my life through free education, before I paid to be in mentorships and masterminds and all of that. But, I think people should rethink the decision to go to school or especially get masters, in business and all that. If, you know, um, they can go out and do everything, with the free education that's now provided on the internet and just jump into it, jump into a business, get some experience.
Take action, bro. What type of action can you take in a classroom?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, none, honestly. And
Right.
it hurts.
Taking notes.
yeah, it hurts when you're paying a lot of money to be taught by somebody that doesn't have the real life experience. So your lessons are based off out of date information too,
Yeah.
you know?
Who do you
So
think business school is for? There's definitely it fits somebody, right?
good
Like,
question. It depends on how you like to learn and what you're looking at going to business school for. If you're being an entrepreneur, if you want to go out and start your own business, I think they had some classes on it, but it wasn't a major. It's not a major. So I think business classes are for somebody that wants to be maybe, hold a position within another company, and be a
yeah,
CEO, a CFO. It's not some type of
like a
work their
number
way up the ladder. Yeah.
six at some big company or something.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, you do learn a lot, but I guess when starting your own business or going out on your own, they only offer, I think, a few classes based off that topic alone. But business classes, I mean, I just didn't feel like it fit, what I, was wanting to learn. And deep down, I didn't know it yet, but it was, going out on my own. And
Mm.
the only way to do it, I had a taste of it through doing my landscaping business, but I was too like I didn't even know it at the time. It was just all coming to me, all my life events and everything at the time. Looking back, I didn't know what I was missing. I thought I was doing the right thing, but when you
Mhm.
take that leap of faith and leave, the structure or the path that everybody thinks you should be on, that's when all the lessons come, man.
Yeah,
So
bro. Well, you're supposed to do the opposite of everybody else.
yeah. And dude, in my IG bio, I mean, it's been in there since day one. I don't know where it came from. It was like these hidden messages. It was observe the masses and do the opposite. That's like what
That is a fact.
put on my tombstone.
Mhm.
So
I love that, bro.
yeah, bro.
So talk about that landscaping business.
It was dope, bro. I got a truck and had a 15 by 8 trailer and had a connect at this mulching company, in my hometown, and I got a little discount on the yards of mulch, and literally put a little ad in the newspaper, like all shit like we like did in wholesaling and real estate, like
Mhm.
door knocked, like all this same stuff, man. Like
You are hustling.
yeah, door knocking my neighbors, people around me. I would get referrals from cutting grass and doing mulch jobs from the other neighbors, and all of a sudden, doing it one summer, I had a whole book of people.
Damn.
So, I mean, dude, if anybody out there want to get into, leave what they're doing, go start a landscaping business. Go buy a $700 trailer and a used old pickup truck and with a hitch, and go walk around, knock on doors, ask if somebody wants their mulch done in the summer and their grass
Mhm.
cut, have a push lawnmower, and dude, you'll make freaking more money than you do at your job. I guarantee it.
That's a fact. Go solve somebody's problem.
Go
Somebody
solve
has some.
somebody's problem. And a lot of people don't want to do their landscaping.
That's a fact.
So,
And a lot of
dude,
people.
look, I was making cash.
No.
I was making cash too. Like, and there's so many different things that you do with the landscaping. Going out there, you can do leaf removal. In the winter, you could plow driveways in the winter. So like, it's an all around business in a way if you want to make it that.
Mhm.
But it paid well. I mean, we would do hourly rates. I would do delivery fees, everything. So we'd quote big jobs, but yeah, man, no, it was fun. I got sick of the landscaping part. I was like thinking about how can I hire out, so I didn't
Mhm.
have to do this, but that was like my first experience with you know, building a business and doing something on my own.
So I think this happens a lot, especially with visionaries. I think, well, I don't think, I know you are a visionary just like myself.
Hmm.
A lot of integrators. So let me back up a little bit for the people that are listening. A visionary is somebody that's more like the face of the business. They're typically on the sales end of the business. They're more of like out there talking to people rather than being the puppeteer in the background, running all the systems and stuff like the integrator is. So that those are the two differences. If you want to read a good book or listen to a good book, Rocket Fuel, listen to that and it'll blow your mind. It'll be like, holy crap, I need to find. If you're a visionary, you're gonna figure out you need to go find an integrator, vice versa.
Yep.
So with that being said, as visionaries, I think we show that entrepreneur spirit like very young,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, like you said, that was in high school. So, what do you think? How can we recognize that sooner? Like, is it something that a parent should recognize? Is it something that
Yeah, I
kids
think.
should
Well,
recognize? Like,
listen,
how do you recognize that sooner to go?
a mix of everything, man. Things happen at the right time for people, and in my case, I just wasn't serious enough about my life early on. Whether that came down to whatever influence myself, but it's always my fault. But um, I didn't come from my family or my friends. I think it's different now too. I don't think you have as much access to you know how much free education or how the way Instagram is now and everything. I
Mhm.
mean, when we were in high school, that wasn't out there. So I think now people are exposed no matter what background they come from or what their parents do. But our parents' generation, it was if you go to school, that's how you get the best job.
True.
Um, I don't. I think that's the wrong way to look at it. Like my kids, will have the option, and I did have the option for sure, but it was definitely everybody I was surrounded with. That's not even just not my parents, but everybody I was surrounded with. If I didn't go to college, then I was kind of looked down upon. That's how I felt. So that's why I got good grades and went to college and everything like that. But I think this has caused a thing in our society where now it's normal to go to college. Everybody goes to college now. Look, you just get a regular degree and you come out, and I think a lot of people struggle to get where they want to be or have the job they want to have. It's almost reversal now. Is
Yeah.
the people that if you just want to go to school and get, especially like being a plumber, electrician, like some other types of jobs that don't require, I guess, a 4-year degree. Sometimes those are in more need now. So like
No, and they probably
everybody's
pay
doing
more.
the same thing.
Yeah.
But that's just how, like, where I came from, school and everything. But I didn't go to college. Like, damn, like Lenny's fucking up. So I went
Now,
to college. And
I'm
then
not
my
knocking
advice was,
college. I'm knocking like the ROI on college, I think.
yeah,
But college in itself, there's so many people that I met. Like I
I
changed as
made
a
great
person
connections.
100%. Like
I made great connections, and
it was
it's
definitely needed in my life.
yeah, and it's
But
for the right people. Like, dude, like a lot of people want to be something that they, always want to be when they grew up. Like, that's fine. Me, I didn't know, so it was an expensive choice, and a choice that cost me a couple years. I made so many connections. I mean, a lot of people I do business with now. Bryant, my
yeah, I
partner,
was gonna say your
I met in
partner.
college. Yeah, so
Mm.
like there was so many good aspects about it, but I know for a damn fact that if I didn't go to college, I'd be tenfolds ahead of where I am
So
now.
that's where I'm
So,
getting at. Like, how do people recognize that sooner? Whether, like I said, is it a parent that has to
it's
instill
a
in that?
mix of everything, man. I don't think you can blame anybody. I don't think you can
Yeah,
blame anybody.
there's no blame.
No, it's yourself. It's yourself and how bad, like
What you're ready for.
when it hits you. And I guess it didn't hit me bad enough. I knew it, dude. Even when I went to school to be a dentist, or that was like my undergrad major, to be on that track. I knew it wasn't me. I didn't have the balls enough, I guess, to say I wasn't going to do it yet.
Mm.
And I didn't understand the concept of, I mean, the tuition and money, and it wasn't like I understood all of that to see the consequence that if you
Yeah.
go down the wrong path, you can put yourself in a hole, or just not a hole, just delay where you want to be, because you're making decisions.
Right.
You're supposed to make this decision at 18 years old, coming out of high school, and lock yourself into this basically.
Mhm.
And a lot of people go to school. I'd say majority of the people go to school with no clue what they want to do. That's a fucked up thing.
Yeah, bro. I think that's where I'm trying to get at with this question, because I knew from the jump, like,
Hmm.
there's no job that I can go work. Like I'm a hustler to the day I die. So I knew that from the jump. But I just went because, like you said, shit,
You're
everybody else
supposed
is
to.
going. I want to play football. I want to go have fun. And I
Yep.
was just a knucklehead 18-year-old that was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, bro, let's do it. And then
Yeah.
when people was telling me like, yo, go to school for this because you could do that after, I'm just like, all right, whatever. And I think I got into probably like my second year.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I legitimately asked all around the football team, like, yo, can you guys give me the easiest major? Because I'm out. But it's so stupid. Like I put
Not-
myself in
yeah.
debt for it.
Yeah, and
You know what I mean?
I got good grades. Like, listen, I was engaged. I was always competitive.
Mhm.
I got really good grades. Like, I was perfectionist. Like, I never missed a homework assignment. Like, I'm into it. Like, when I do something, I go into it.
Mhm.
But I knew that it would only last so long before I go crazy.
Yeah.
Like I can put up with it, and it just was a snapping point when I was 26, and I'm like, I am fucking miserable. When I was making more money, I think the last year of my medical device, I made $214,000 as a rep.
Damn, son.
Yeah, so I did really well, and that's when I knew when I made, you know, what broke into the 200s, which was a goal for me, and I was actually more miserable than ever. Well, one, I figured out that money doesn't buy happiness. That's a good tool and a good ticket
Mhm.
to where you want to be and everything, and you need it. Like, don't like money is super important, like 1000%. Like, it's people downplay that. No, you need it. It's super important. But it didn't bring me happiness because I was like, how many more years am I going to do this?
Right. Until you just burn out.
Yeah. And I felt that. And then that's when I was like, I did that deal, had my best year. And I'm like, bro,
Wait, you did that deal on top of your
yeah,
sales job?
yeah.
Yo, you were eating that
I
year,
was
boy.
eating. That's why I'm like, bro, I'm good for 12 months at least. So that's when I was like, you know what, bro? Like, fuck it. Like, so I just left.
Love it. So let's take us to now. What does your business look like? And kind of a lot of listeners, especially my listeners, they don't necessarily know too much about real estate, and they
Sure.
are just dipping into it or something like that. So really explain what you got going on.
From top to bottom, like business, everything, or what do you want me to key in on?
Yeah, just what you got going on in your business. Like, what does your business look like?
Cool. So started out, well, I'll just from it started out just me, cold calling, doing everything.
Hmm.
Um, and I was kind of on a mission to prove everybody I could do it on my own. I wasn't building a business. It was a hustle for, I guess, the first year or so. Um, and then a couple people stuck with me. Like, they'd see me do a deal or post something. And Bryant was one of them. And then all of a sudden, Bryant, on top of his job, started working with me full time. Basically, I'm like, this dude's nuts. Like, I wasn't like when I was doing it. When I was doing it, with my job, dude, I don't even consider myself doing it. Like, I would go to a couple of real estate meetings, and honestly, I just got lucky on that big deal. It was complete luck that I just called her enough, I guess, till it works. But that proves, it's just timing and persistence.
Hmm.
But Brian stuck with me, man. And then, but when he came in, we started looking at things more like a business. I before he came in, full time, which was, I guess, in August. I could be wrong, but this August, just recently came full time. But I had some VAs before that, some cold callers, just very minimal to get me out of cold calling. So I was just doing like sales, closing, acquisitions, and all the other system stuff. So it was just me running everything. Um,
Hmm.
I didn't know any better. And then, he came in, and then we started kind of building it more, and, you know, did a couple mentorships and quick things to build a business. Shout out Gino and Chandler. They, recently just showed us like a huge, how to build basically a corporation. Like, I mean, they're crazy, their structure, their maps, everything to build it. And we built out, we honestly scaled too quickly. I think, we had like 8 or 9 VAs total at one time, like 5 cold calls, like, and that's not that much, but for the volume we were doing and inconsistency and not really knowing, it was overwhelming, and we were spending too much. Our return wasn't there, and so we just scaled back down. So I think right now we have a total of 4 VAs, and I'm full time acquisitions as far as closing deals. This isn't in the last 2 weeks. I'm back on the phone. We got 5 contracts, 5 properties under contract right now. One in Pittsburgh, one in North Carolina, and 2 in Atlanta, and we might have another one in Pittsburgh, and 2 of them are JV deals. And we just closed the one with you 2 days ago.
Hell yeah.
For $52,000. Shout out, let's go.
Hell yeah,
Um,
dude. That's a good
so
one.
yeah, bro, and a lot recently has came is that going back to me not really knowing what I was doing is I isolated myself too a lot. And it could have been a pride thing that this is my own business and I wanted to prove to people that. But, in real estate and any business, look at Grant Cardone and all the biggest guys, they always say it's the people around them and who they collaborate with. And, we just recently started just sticking our necks out more and networking with people. And our deal we just did was a JV deal. That wouldn't have happened if we didn't offer free game and sauce. And the abundance mentality has just clicked in, just this year, and it's so early already, but I switched my mindset to the abundance completely. And, we don't think, in the other terms anymore. Somebody wants something for free, I give it to them without expectation of giving it back. And, I wasn't brought, nothing to do with my family, but the world around us, I think, doesn't have that mentality. It's take, or protect what you have. And getting into this business and learning from the best totally shifted that for me. And that's the key ingredient to making it to where you want to be. You need other people, but you need to give out. You need to be a go-giver in what you do. And that's how the money comes in. And, we have 5 deals right now. We just closed on one. And, that's just because, we're giving out, I'm helping other people. And guess what? They're coming back to us, doing the same thing. And, that's how it works, man. And so this year's about to be crazy. Last year, was just kind of a mix up of just being not a business at all, a hustle, doing it on our own. Bryant coming into the picture. So, yeah, man, no, this year's going to take off.
Yeah, bro. We're both in the same boat. Literally probably same timeline too. It was probably in the past 4 months where I had that same sort of switch in my mind.
Yeah.
And shit, just like you, bro, we're absolutely cranking. And it just keeps getting busier and busier and busier. And now that you say that, it is because we're just giving up.
Yeah, man.
Dude, I don't care.
Dude,
this is what I always say. I'm like, because people are like, dude, why do you tell everybody exactly what you got going on? Like, why are you telling people your whole entire system, especially in your market?
Dude, I was so scared before.
What does it matter? I'm like,
so scared. I'm like, I'm gonna lose a deal to this person, or I'm gonna give out the address, and they're gonna take the deal. Like,
yeah,
scared of losing everything, and it reflected in my business income. I was so afraid to, I don't know, give out secrets. Like, oh, if I give this out, it's gonna take deals out of my pocket. It was so stupid. There's so many deals, opportunities, and people out there that it's just a dumb way to think.
Yeah, it is for sure. I was one of my homies I had on the pod probably a few episodes back. He said he made the most money he ever made last year, and I asked him what he thought that it was, and he was like, "Well, it might be a direct correlation to how many people that I helped out that whole year because it was the year that I helped out the most people,
dude,
for free."
That's it, man. That's it. Like, like your business is your business, but to the people that come with it, that make it, and you can only go so far on your own. That's where you put a cap on it. Just like everything else, you're just on your own. But I mean, dude, and you meet you get so many ideas. I mean, it's just the energy of bringing other people into the space. And when you meet one person, they're going to introduce you to how many other people. And that 10th person they introduce you to might need a lot of help, and you could be the one that helps them. And, it's just crazy. You just get that abundance.
Yeah, it's such a cool feeling. This actually just happened this week where I got somebody their first deal. Like, I helped somebody with their first deal, and it was the coolest feeling ever.
Yeah.
The fact that this is the first time doing that it was like,
dude, it feels better, bro.
Yeah, exactly, bro. But the fact that was the case, that it's the first time I've ever helped somebody and be the specific reason why the deal happened and why it was their specific first deal, that is probably why I didn't do $1 million in assignments last year.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And it's free. I mean, it's free. And you try to protect or count your pennies and think the other way, man. I mean, it shows. I mean, everything is limited. And bro, the money will come when you're not thinking about it. You're just thinking about helping somebody. Dude, you don't even have to look at your bank account.
Right.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy, but it's a huge mindset shift, man. And I'll be
Yeah.
honest, I struggle. If the people that I came in the business with, that you really adapted that or just had it naturally, I mean, they're ahead of me, But things happen for a reason, and maybe I understand that more than ever now. And I won't forget it. So it was maybe a lesson put there on purpose. So like, when I'm in a tough spot or in that growth stage to that next level, and I start thinking like, kind of small and, about myself, it just will remind me that, like, the right way to handle this.
Mm-hmm. So where are you guys looking to go with everything? Like, what's you guys' vision?
So I'm moving down to Florida in August. So we're going to break into the Florida market. Our vision, we want to acquire 10 Airbnbs this year. We want to get it to where we're doing 10 deals a month, locking up a contract almost every day. Now, if this was all through our marketing this year, that is not possible. But what we've already did in, the first 30 days of the month, we've doubled our normal amount of deals per month by just, JVing, networking, doing stuff like this, putting my name out there, giving out free education. So, I mean, that's just going to get better and better. We're going to keep getting better. So, I mean, 10 deals a month, I think is a no problem. Come summer. Yeah. Yeah. So those are our business goals this year. Personally, I have some things, I started journaling, getting, sticking to, an everyday schedule. As far as the gym, I've always worked out, but not missing a day, being more disciplined. It comes down to, I have a lot of things that I could be more disciplined of, being more on my routine, not getting off of that. And that is honestly the core of everything. Because you turn everything into habits, but you don't have to do this all in one day. This takes a while. And I think that, that's another thing that I realized through trial and error is that I think a lot of people try accomplishing way too much in a short period of time. You need to take baby steps, and that's fine, because before you know it, it might take 6 months, it might take 12 months. But if you do little things like go to the gym for 15 minutes, it might sound crazy. Go to the gym for 15 minutes for a month. Okay. Pretty soon next month, you're going to want to stay for 20. So build off of that. You don't got to hit a home run on the first swing.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, good advice, bro. Yeah, especially the workout stuff helps me tremendously.
Yeah.
Like every single morning, probably for the past 3-4 years, I cannot start a day without a workout. And everybody will ask me, they'll be like, well, dude, why are you still working out? You're done with football. You don't need to work out anymore. But it starts my day. Like, there is no freaking way I can start my day. You can ask my girl. If I ever started my day without it, it would be the end of the world.
Right, dude, I was getting because this business runs overtime. I mean, dude, this is all I do, which I love it. It's my life. But I was trying to go to the gym, squeeze it in during the day or after the day, and before you know it, I'm halfway through the calls I have to make, and it's 8:00. So I was skipping the gym a lot recently. But Bryant, he's got that military mentality. I mean, this dude is up at 4 every morning. So I shout out Bryant. He
dude, he is so funny.
He doesn't sleep. He's up at 4. So it kind of got me back into that. I won't say I get up at 4 every day now, but
let's freaking go, baby. We call that worming.
Yeah, he doesn't sleep, man.
We're worming.
Yep.
Well, that's hilarious. He hit me up the other day just talking about a deal. It was like 5:30 in the morning. I'm like,
cracked out, bro. This dude is cracked out.
I'm like, dude, I thought I was the only one that's up. He's like,
I just texted
he's on a voice message. He's like, hey, bro, sorry, I'm off the pre-workout, but I'm like, yo, this boy's crazy.
Like, dude, you can't be doing that before 8, man. Like, this guy doesn't bro.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, he does not stop.
So are you guys looking to just keep wholesaling, or well,
Yeah,
you said you
dude,
want to
that's
get
funny.
some
It's funny you
Airbnbs?
said that, bro. I think this is a big turning point in our business. And this, dude, it's crazy how this all happened in the last 2 weeks. I'll be honest, I was always kind of embarrassed. Like if I had a wholesale deal, I wasn't the buyer. I got into this business to be the HGTV flip guy, do the construction, all that stuff.
Dude, you
And we
look
do a
like you
little,
should probably be on HGTV.
yeah, that's right. I will. But we still do it. I mean, we just did a renovation. I got another one coming up in Murraysville, my hometown, so that will be pretty cool. We got it on the
Okay.
MLS too, which is pretty crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, but we have a good realtor out there, and she hustles to find us, and we make a lot of offers. But I think that was also a problem with our business too, is that we weren't clear. I got this new thing: being clear, concise, and compelling. The 3 C's, and that was kind of my life.
That is dope, bro. I've
Yeah,
never
it's kind
seen
of my
that.
life. So,
Say that again.
clear, concise, and compelling, the 3 C's. And
That
literally it can translate into every aspect of this business in your life. And I think that was like the golden moment I had where I wasn't clear and concise. So I wasn't compelling. And from our scripts, from the business model, from what I wanted to accomplish. Um, and I said, guys, we got to get all on the same page, and we got to know when we talk to these sellers or whoever what we want, because I don't think enough we go into these conversations enough really knowing what we want, what exit strategy, what we're willing to accomplish on the call. It's a sales call, and we sound like we're all over the place. So what's this seller, this property owner going to think? Well, what are you doing? What's the point of my call? You're wasting my time. So it came down to like we didn't know what we wanted to do with the properties, the business. So we are going to be primarily a wholesale company. I did fix and flips, and that's good for your websites, resumes, and we'll do them once in a while. But there's nothing better than just doing one thing and focusing on one thing. And I think wholesaling, and I'm so transparent and direct. That's just my sales style. That my script and my openings, I tell them exactly why I'm on the call, what my company does, what we're looking to do, and let them kind of qualify or disqualify themselves. And believe it or not, being transparent like that in the beginning, I mean, sets you up for no objections. You never have to talk yourself out of the hole. You never have to fake what you're doing, which I felt that sometimes, and I did not like that at all. Where I felt fake at some points, or like I wasn't telling them the complete truth of what we were doing, and it led us to be restricted during the escrow process or the closing. So they know we're wholesaling it. They know we're a wholesale company, and I tell them I work with a group of buyers, different types of buyers, hedge funds, conventional buyers, and local investors. We have a nice pool of buyers. But first of all, do you even want to sell this property? And so, I mean, everything is out in the open, and it's made a huge difference.
So you're going right into the call saying, "Hey, I'm never buying this house. I'm giving it to somebody else. But I'm the only guy who has all these people and who has your buyer."
Yep. Yep. And we got different types of buyers. So they said, well, I don't want to deal with a wholesale company. I don't want to deal with an investor. I said, okay, that's fine. I said, we have other types of buyers too. Could you catch me up to speed? Why are you interested in even getting an offer? And bro, it's money. And if there's just a little bit of equity, I mean, I get creative. I got novations, I got seller financing, I got all these other ways to do business. I even, last case scenario, we'll refer it out to a realtor. I got my realtor license in New Jersey. I don't use it, I just have it. But I can even say I'm a licensed realtor as well. So I have all the credentials, and I can confidently say I have all solutions for their needs if they're serious about selling their house.
So do you ever, like, in the whole entire process, when your VA is on the phone or your lead manager's on the phone, do you guys ever say that you're buying the house?
No, I don't like to lock us into a thing, especially too early. So our cold callers, texters, the front people, they only do so much, and they set expectations in the very beginning. And that's why I'm the script guy. Like now maybe we made too many changes, but I needed to. Ryan's like, dude, stop changing shit. I'm like, no, I'm like, we have to, especially for our VAs and our employees, because they're only as good as the script. That's a different story. I said
Mhm.
our script has to align with the whole process. And they can't be locking themselves into something before it even gets to us. So they say, hey, listen, Mr. Seller, my job here today, just to set the expectation, is just to gather some more details or confirm some details from what we see on the internet about your property. If you're interested in getting an offer or selling your house, is it okay? And if once they get the okay, they go through their condition, they get really basic stuff, gets passed up to our lead manager. She's out of Venezuela. We used to have two, but now we just have one right now. Speaks really good English, very cultured, and she kind of takes that conversation deeper. She builds the rapport. Her job is to go as a lead manager, go through everything, the 4 pillars, and qualify or disqualify. When they disqualify, it's set for a follow-up. And no lead in our system now goes beyond 45 days of a follow-up, even if they say they do not want to sell. Worst thing is we say, hey, Mr. Seller, just calling. I know last time you did not want to sell your property. Just checking in if anything changed. No, still the same. Okay, cool. Have a great day. How's your daughter doing? So.
Mhm.
But once it gets to me and it's qualified or they can't get it any further, they did not lock themselves into anything. What they do say in the beginning, they say we work with a group where, we're an investment company. We work with a group of buyers. So general where they don't have to explain anything. They're not using terms. What is wholesaling? Any of that. Say, hey, listen, we work with a group of local buyers in the area. We just want to see if you want to sell your house. But when it gets to me, I get down and make sure that all the objections, all the assumptions, all of that is out of the way. And I let them know that, hey, we're a wholesale company. We work with a wide range of buyers, but I just want to get caught up to speed really quick on this or that. And could you tell me more about this? And then from there, I'll just kind of put them in a compartment, I guess, of what I think is the best fit and negotiate from there.
Have you had people say, no, I want to talk to the actual buyer?
No, not at all. They all they ask is whose company is it, and I say mine, and they're like, okay. And I don't even play. Listen, I go RJ Bates style. I don't even play. Oh well, I got to pass this. We have other departments, so when I'm negotiating, I'm going to say, hey, listen, can I put you on hold? I got to talk to my finance department real quick and make sure we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Call them back in a couple minutes. Hey, listen, Mr. Seller, if we come up to 325, can we get this process started today? Yeah, let's do it. Okay, cool. Give me 5 minutes. I'll write up the agreement. I'll give you a call back. Make sure you got it. Read through the agreement together. We have a 24-hour policy, either yes or no. If you don't sign it at the end of 24 hours, that's okay. No is as good as a yes. So I'm fine in my groove, man. But like I can't lie. I found that was the biggest problem. Or I can't not lie. That's not a good word to use. I can't not tell. I'm transparent, and that's when I felt confident because I can own it. I can. If they want an explanation, I can give it.
Yeah, your sales probably goes through the roof.
Dude, crazy. But everybody's personality and style has to be their own. It has to be different. You can be scripted, in the beginning, but everybody has their own. I'm a natural introvert. Listen, I'm extrovert. I got extroverted traits, but I'm an introvert at heart. Like, once I get going, I'm good. But, I lose energy when I'm around a lot of people. I got to recharge. So a lot of people don't know that, but at heart, I'm an introvert. So, I spent a lot of time trying to figure myself out and my style, and it had to be as transparent as possible because that's when I was the most confident. When I was trying to be somebody else, it was just off. It just showed in my energy or my verbiage, and the tone. And so I spent a lot of time over the last, honestly, couple months just trying to figure myself out. And I knew that was going to make the difference and develop my own sales style. And I think that everybody has to do that because everybody's personality is different, and you got to take those tests and really know, what your personality is, what your strengths, your weaknesses are. If you're in sales, especially, to really be dominant, and really, really, excel. Because if you feel you're not authentic, you're going to get stumped by the easiest objections. You're not going to be able to talk yourself out of things you say. You're going to say too much. But when you're yourself, I don't have to think about anything. My mind is clear now on these calls. And, people are like, I can't believe you would say that on the call. But it's the way I said it.
Right. Yeah. That's where I'm at now in my sales. is I can just be myself. Like literally today, I started a conversation by stumbling my words. It was probably
Yeah.
my freaking 30th conversation of the day. I legit like this. Here's how the call went. I was like, I stopped for a second. I was like, dude, my bad. It's been the longest day ever.
Dude, and literally, it was the truth, so they probably laughed.
Yeah, he was like, nah, dude, I get it. And it was actually probably gonna end up being a deal at some point.
I think of the one recent call I had, I came in like super friendly, like, "Hey, what's up, John? How's it going?" And I stopped and like, "Hey, what's up?" I said, "How's everything been, man? Been a while." He's like, "Good," and he went with it. He's like, "Good, Lenny, how you doing?" I said, "Hey, John, it's Lenny." And I didn't know him. I never talked to him. I was like, "John, I'm just messing with you, man. We've never talked." And he's like, "Oh my god!" He's like, I couldn't carry it on
Yo,
anymore.
that's funny.
But yeah, he knows I'm real. He knows I'm not scripted,
Mhm.
and yeah. So it's almost like shocking them when you get out of that and like you tell them something they're not expecting. You build that trust, and that's a huge thing. Is because when you're hiding something or you're trying to be salesy, you're not even trying, but you're in a sales call. It just happens. But when you break that sales script or that sales attitude, and you say something like off the wall, bro, you won the conversation. Like, dude, they're like,
Yeah.
I like this dude.
Yeah, something that you would say to your
He's
best friend.
real. Yeah, he's real. So
Mhm.
I'm starting to have fun with it.
Yeah, it is fun. Love it. So, dude, tell me, give me the blueprint, Lenny's blueprint, what that looks like if Lenny had to start all over. He was in a city with no connections and
Uh-oh.
had to go get after it. Like,
Do I have a cell phone?
you can have a cell phone.
Do you want to make it harder? No cell phone?
I mean, bro, I don't want you to go steal a cell phone. I'm playing.
Okay, cell phone. Well,
No,
first,
you can have a cell phone.
okay, first I'd log into Facebook and join every real estate group I wasn't in already, and I'd get a deal or work with somebody within, a minute. I mean, it's that easy. I'd have deals be sending in my email. I'd be asking to help people. So boom, I'm set up there. I don't even have to be outside. I can be sleeping under the bridge with Facebook. No cell phone. Bro, I did my first deal was basically a door knock. I wouldn't even say go to a real estate meeting because I won't even give that much connections. But I get dropped off at a bus stop. I'm gonna go start knocking on doors. I recently
Mhm.
went to Florida a couple months ago, and we had a couple hours, and literally we're driving around the neighborhood just knocking on doors of like these neighborhoods that look like they were perfect little suburb flip opportunities. I'd knock on the door of a neighbor that was next to a house that was vacant, and I'd say, "Hey, listen," and just be like, "Hey, I'm Lenny from I live in New Jersey right now. I'm thinking about moving down here. Um, looking for houses. Honestly, like, what's going on with that house next door? Oh, they moved out. What's their names? Got their names? Cool. Go to white pages on the app on your phone. Call them up.
Mhm.
And then while you're talking to that neighbor, say, hey, listen, by the way, have you ever wanted to sell your house? I mean, dude, it is really, and I overthink it sometimes too, but it is really that easy. And I did a $50,000 deal by doing that.
Yeah, that's so dope.
Yeah.
The other day, I'm holding up a video, right? And I drive by this house that is pretty much vacant. Well, it looked vacant. And I'm making this video that I post on IG,
Yeah.
and the neighbors are looking at me like freaking crazy. Right? They're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
"Yo, what the heck? This guy just pulled up right in front of our neighbor's house and just started
Dude.
doing selfie videos." And then
Yeah.
I just asked him, I'm like, "Yo, so are these people ever selling their house?" They're like, "Yo, what are you, the realtor?" I'm like, nah, man. I just want to buy the house. Do you
Yeah.
know them? Oh no, we've never seen them. But it's just being yourself. Like
You know
I never
what?
had
You know
it.
what it is? It's timing.
Hmm.
It's having the courage to face your fears and doing that. That's huge, bro. Not a lot of people could do that or take a while. I recently I'm a thinker. So what I do is I shut my brain off. Like right a couple seconds ago, I started thinking. I shut my brain off. And I just trust my subconscious now where, dude, I know I have enough skill or action just to do the next thing. And it's natural. So it gets like my overthinking, my fear. So get all that out of the way and just start taking action because it comes down to timing. And if you're in more places or taking more action, your timing is going to get better and you're just going to get luckier and talking to people. I used to be in TTP with Brent Daniels. I did a podcast with him after that deal, that first deal. I joined it. That was like the first little group I was in. But dude, it's so funny being in this 2 years full time, and everything's coming back down to the basics. And it really is that easy. That, I was overthinking everything, overcomplicating contracts, overcomplicating strategies. It's the basics, man. You just have to talk to people more often, be out there more often, do stuff like this, put yourself out there more often. You'll get luckier. And the only reason I'm speaking like this is because, dude, this is shit that I struggle with every day. Not going to be like I have it mastered. I just know what I have to do. So I'm getting a little better at it. That's all. But dude, like, yeah. I mean, I still talk myself out of so much shit. Choose not to do something I should because I overthought it. Like, I mean, it happens to everybody.
Hell yeah, bro. We can end it on that, man.
Keep
it basic.
Keep it basic, man.
Back to the basics.
Clear, concise, and compelling.
Yo, I legit wrote that down.
You like that?
I'm going to put that on my whiteboard. Clear, concise, and compelling.
The 3 C's.
So dope. Lenny, I appreciate you, big dog.
Yeah, man. This was a pleasure, man. This was awesome.
Let's do some more deals together, and we'll get you on here in a couple more months once you guys are really, really crushing it.
100%, bro. All right, Mike, I'll talk to you.
Appreciate you, brother.
Later.